Help Wanted 2 has been out for 2 weeks now, and boy does it have some lore for us. From Princess Quest 4 to some crazy reveals about the Ruin DLC, Help Wanted 2 was stacked with lore for theorists to pick apart. But one thing that really confused us were the endings, particularly the base ending of Help Wanted 2, where we see what appears to be Afton's hand before getting turned into a staff bot. Then we see a short scene of Cassie from the Ruin DLC getting the Vanny mask from the perspective of a masked bot. What does this mean? Well friends, we're about to find out. First off, the idea of a human possessing a staff bot is very interesting. It might answer some questions about the original staff bots from Security Breach. Throughout the game, we see that Fazbear Entertainment is pushing forward a humanless campaign that basically makes the entire Pizzaplex be run by robots and AI. But let me assure you, these seemingly mindless, simple staff bots are not what you think they are. In fact, I think they're part of the worst scheme Fazbear Entertainment has come up with to date. So turn on your brain, friends, and let's get theorizing. First off, I believe that Help Wanted 2, unlike its predecessor, isn't an in-universe VR game. Rather, Help Wanted 2 is a recreation of a Fazbear employee's training routine, down to the letter. Why do I say it's a recreation? Well, because of the computer interface that we access them from. Plus, our character is in the underground FNAF 6 location, so it would be difficult for them to access normal training programs. So, who do we play as? Well friends, in my mind, there are two basic options. The first being that we play as Cassie, and the second being that we play as a staff bot. So, let's get started. So why do I think we could be playing as Cassie? Well, in Candy Cadet's story, he talks about a little girl who was lured into a forest by a witch with a friendly voice, and was almost eaten, but managed to escape. This perfectly explains Cassie's story in Ruin. As a little girl, she gets lured into the Pizzaplex by the Mimic using Gregory's voice, but manages to escape. This implies that a good ending of Ruin, where we scoop the Mimic, could be the canonical one. The story goes on to say that the girl, now older, returns to the woods of her own will to get revenge on the witch. This bit is likely describing the events of Help Wanted 2, with the witch being the Mimic or Glitch Trap. Additionally, we know Cassie has a Vanny mask, which matches up with what we see in-game. But there's one thing that doesn't match up nicely. The endings. We literally see Cassie in one of them. So, if the player isn't Cassie, who is it? Well, like I said earlier, I think we could be playing as a staff bot. Why? Well, it's pretty unlikely that a human would complete every single task in the interface. Plus, most of the tasks and jobs in Help Wanted 2 are clearly unsafe for humans. And since we know Fazbear Entertainment prefers robots over humans, this idea makes sense. Plus, there's quite a few characters in the game that ask us, why are you so special? Including Mystic Hippo. I take this to mean that the staff bot we play as is different than the rest. It has some kind of purpose that sets it apart from them. And what's that purpose? Finding Cassie. A few months back, MatPat theorized that Bonnie Bro and Cassie's father could be one and the same, and I find this theory very compelling. We can even find the original mask that Bonnie Bro used in Help Wanted 2. It comes with a tagline. This looks familiar. So whoever we're playing as knows who Bonnie Bro is, has access to a Vanny mask, and is different in some way. So who is it? The answer? Well, here's what I've got to say. The answer is complicated. Normally, I'd say we're playing as Cassie, but her voice actress confirmed in a tweet that Cassie wouldn't be in Help Wanted 2. While this could just mean she wasn't returning to play Cassie, I think Cassie might be out of the question. The staffbot hypothesis might be the strongest one we have here. I think we're playing as a staffbot possessed by the soul of Cassie's father, who is very likely Bonnie Bro, but he's slowly forgetting himself, and eventually all he remembers is that he must find her. The base ending is a view of what happened to Cassie's dad. He got torn apart by staff bots and possessed one. But why would they disassemble him? Well, we know Cassie's dad is a Fazbear tech thanks to Cassie's commentary in Ruin. This means that he could have been made to possess a staff bot to replace himself. What do I mean by that? Well, we know Fazbear Entertainment started firing people from the Pizzaplex and replacing them with robots. But what if those human workers aren't actually gone? What if they're all possessing the staff bots? This explains a bunch of stuff about them, including why their voices are different. If you don't know, each staff bot can have a different voice, one affected by gender, accent, and tone. From a programming perspective, giving staff bots voices makes absolutely no sense. But if there's actual humans possessing those bots, the pieces start falling into place. Fazbear is a pretty cheap company, so to them, getting humans to possess the staff bots and work is the perfect plan. I think this is exactly what happens here. Cassie's dad finds out a bit too much about Glitchtrap and Vanny, so he gets turned into a staff bot. But not just any staff bot. He's possessing mask bots. This explains how he has access to a Vanny mask during Help Wanted 2. He's a highly skilled technician at Fazbear Entertainment, hence why turning him into a staff bot and silencing him is basically killing two birds with one stone. I think Fazbear Entertainment could have done this to dozens of people in the Pizzaplex, not just workers. All those games and attractions we see in the Tales from the Pizzaplex books are all just a little too unsafe to be a coincidence. I think Fazbear Entertainment is intentionally making unsafe attractions to essentially farm human souls and use them for labor in the Pizzaplex. Yup, pretty dark. So, with this information, we can say that Help Wanted 2 is all about us playing as Cassie's dad, finding out about the Glitchtrap virus, and getting unalived and possessing Maskbot. But how can we say for certain this is what actually happened? Well, the answer lies in one minigame, where we give Shattered Roxy a makeover. FNAF fans were quick to point out that the Shattered Roxy we see in this minigame and the one we see in Ruin are pretty different, with the main difference being that Ruin Roxy has what looks like a mask on her face. However, there's a reason for this difference. During the minigame, we experiment with giving Ruined Roxy a bunch of different animatronic pieces to fix her face, but none of them appease her. Eventually, she begs us to put one of the masks in the room over her face, before disappearing into the shadows. You guessed it, that mask is the same mask we see in Ruin, outright confirming Help Wanted 2 is a prequel to Ruin. All this evidence combined really makes me believe in today's theory. So let's go over it all again. Help Wanted 2 happens before Ruin. We play as Cassie's father as we make our way through a series of complex tasks. Eventually, Cassie's dad takes off his Vanny mask and finds out that he's actually in an abandoned pizzeria deep underground. It's a different branch of the FNAF 6 location. Once he finishes all of this, he knows way too much about Glitchtrap and Fazbear's dangerous secrets. So, he's silenced and made to possess a staff bot. Ironically, that bot is the mask bot that gives the Vanny mask to Cassie. Ever since he possessed Maskbot, there was only one thing keeping him from passing on. He had to find his daughter and make sure she was okay. After he found her, he could finally rest, with his soul passing on to the afterlife just as the bot deactivated. However, we all know Cassie's dad's quest to make sure she was safe failed tremendously. Cassie is likely dead as of Ruin, but I guess we'll find out what really happened to her in the year that is to come. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this brand new theory, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I'm really desperately trying to get to 300 subs before the new year, so help me out. Only a few days left. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.